MashaAllah, Subhanallah, Hafiz Nur Muhammad Khan Ziyai Saab, with that beautiful rendition of Naat as well as Manqabat Sharif. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'id, fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. قال تبارك وتعالى في القرآن العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين صدق الله العلي العظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم صلاة والسلاما عليك يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا شفيع المذنبين. His Eminence Hazrat Pir Tariqat Hazrat Qibla Irfan Ali Shah Sahab, the Ulama-i Kiram, with utmost respect, respected elders and friends, brothers, mothers and sisters, children, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. All praises are due to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Choices of blessings, durood and salams we convey upon our noble messenger, Hazrat Sayyidina Muhammadur Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Before I share a few words with you on the verse of the Holy Quran that I've recited, I want to mention two things very, very quickly. The first thing I want to mention, that yesterday I received a call, and that was from Brother Hanif Antuli. I don't know if he's here somewhere. Brother Hanif. Hanif by phone me, says, Maulana, it is the URS of Hazrat Sayyid Maulana Muhammad Nurullah Hussaini and Hazrat Sayyid Hazrat Khaksaar Ali Shah Rahmatullah alayhi. He told me two things. Number one, on behalf of the Noor-e Khaki URS committee, he's inviting me to attend. And number two, please make the announcement at the time of Jum'ah. And up till yesterday, I didn't know I'm going to come. I thought I was going to go somewhere else for some other function. And I decided, okay, let's go. So we had a meeting today, and I sent a message, I think, to Brother Hanif, inshallah, I'll come. So obviously to come and witness the URS program, to be an observer. And when I came at the time of Salatul Maghrib, Hazrat Irfan Ali Shah Sahab, myself, Maulana Qari Zahid Ahmad Zahidi, we were going towards the niyaz to make the dua. And Hazrat Irfan Ali Shah Sahab told me, he said, Hazrat Allama Maulana Ahmad Muqaddam, he's not feeling well. I said, Acha. And Hazrat Irfan Ali Shah Sahab, at the time of Salat al-Maghrib, with his kindness, with his permission, he said, Hazrat, you are going to give the lecture. So obviously, you're coming for the program, and you're coming with the objective of being an observer and listening to our senior ulama. But I take this as a karamat of Sahib-e-Urs. I take this as a miracle of Sahib-e-Urs. That sometimes certain things happen, not because of yourself, it's because they are in the Mazar Sharif and they are instructing from there who must do this and who must do that. So my brothers and friends, this evening I'm sitting in front of you. And whatever I'm going to share in this few minutes, inshallah, I hope you appreciate it. And I ask Hazrat, who is at the back, would the ulama ikram to please make dua for me, that I can give you a message here tonight, inshallah. And at the same time, we make dua for Hazrat Maulana Ahmad Muqaddam, who has taken ill. Allah Ta'ala, to the barakah of this URS program, Allah Ta'ala unko bhi mukammal shifa ata farma. And the second thing I want to mention to you people before I go on Thursday, I was at the Palm Continental Hotel we were doing an ITV pre-Ramadan recording. And for the entire Ramadan, inshallah, Sehri time, if you put on the TV, while the mummies are preparing their nice rotis and tarkaris for the husbands, you can see Sehri time. You'll see me on TV, inshallah, and all the other ulama. So we were doing a pre-recording Sehri ITV. And one of the personalities that were there amongst our ulama was a very great personality. Hazrat Irfan Ali Shah Sahab also knows him. He's Shaykh al-Hadith, Hazrat Mufti Iftikhar Sahab from Ladysmith. And he spends 6 months in South Africa at Darul Qadriya Gharib Nawaz. And he also spends 6 months of the year in the blessed city of Medina Sharif. That's his life. He'll come to South Africa, spend 6 months at Darul Qadriya Gharib Nawaz, and he goes back in Medina Sharif. So he's Shaykh al-Hadith, he's a Mufti, he's a Ustad, and he's also a resident of Medina Sharif. And we were sitting around the table, and we were discussing, and obviously they were eating, and a topic of coronavirus came out. Everybody, when you hear coronavirus, your ears become red. So the coronavirus topic came out, and we turned to Hazrat Shaykh al-Hadith, and we wanted his input or his opinion as far as coronavirus is concerned. And he's a man of very few words. And all he said, and I want you to take this message home, and I want you to learn what he said, and I'm transmitting via what he said. He said that the best remedy and the cure, if you want to guard yourself of this pandemic which has made itself worldwide, just read the following. And what he said, what he told us to read, something which the mothers also read at home. Li khamsatun utfi biha harral waba'il hatima al-Mustafa wal-Murtada wabnahuma wal-Fatima. There are many prophetic du'as you can read. There are many Quranic du'as you can read. But he said this is one of the very powerful du'as which acts as a cure, which acts as a defense against any sickness or diseases that may come unto you. So I'm sharing this with you. I don't want to be selfish. I'm sharing this with you, which comes from the mouth of a Shaykh al-Hadith. May Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq, inshallah, to make amal upon it. I have recited a verse from the Holy Quran, wherein Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala says, कि ए ईमान वालो कूनू मअस सादिकीन, that be with the truthful ones, be with those pious people. What is the importance of you coming for this Urs? What is the importance of you taking the name of such great hasti? Hazrat Sayyid Muhammad Nurullah Husaini Sahab Rahmatullah Alayhi, or Hazrat Sayyid Muhammad Khaksaar Ali Shah Sahab, or studying their life, learning about their life, following and being obedient in what they have taught us. What is the value? What is the essence? What is the significance that you sit in the company of the awliya Allah, that you attend such gathering wherein you mention the awliya ikram? I would like to take you into the life of a great wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a great poet of his time, Sheikh Sadi Shirazi Rahmatullah Alayhi. Sheikh Sadi Shirazi Rahmatullah Alayhi, he writes in one of his poetry, and he says, there is a man that is going towards a particular bathroom. And while he is approaching that particular bathroom, this man needs some sand in order to relieve himself, to cleanse himself after he releases himself. And he picks up an entire hand of sand. And he picks up this hand of sand from a beautiful rose garden. And he goes with the sand. Before he approaches the bathroom, he can get the smell or the scent and the fragrance from the sand, and the scent and the fragrance that's emanating from the sand is but rose. So Sheikh Sadi says that the man starts communicating with the sand and asks the sand, "Oh sand, what are you? What are you?" And the sand tells the man that, "Oh human being, oh man, I am but sand. Main to mitti hu. I am but sand." The man asks, "But why do you smell so fragrant? If you are sand, why are you smelling with so much of rose?" He says, "Well, where you have picked me up, I was underneath a rose bush. And because of so many minutes and so many hours and so many days that I had spent underneath the rose bush, the fragrance, the scent that the roses give off had come onto me, and you have picked me. The effect of the fragrance of the roses is what you see and feel and smell in me. I am but sand. Nothing good about me. I am natural. I am sand. But because of my engagement, because of my ta'alluq and connection of spending the time with the roses, I too also receive some fragrance and scent from those roses." So my brothers and friends, respected elders, you and I are the sand. You and I are the sand. Go and sit. Go and spend the time with the roses. The roses are the awliya Allah. And the more time you spend with them and connect yourself with them, the effect of that, their fragrance will come onto you. And when somebody meets you, when somebody greets you, when somebody speaks to you, they will say that this personality, he has the effect of a friend of Allah that is emanating from his being. So when people go to the mazars, don't ask him, "Why are you going to the mazars every time?" Go many times. Go and pay your respect. Don't go and make sajda. Sajda-e-ta'zeem is haram in Islam. Go and make dua. Go and get benefit from them. And inshallah, by going and spending time with them, going sitting in their companies, their one nazar, their one gaze will fall upon you. And by virtue of that power of that gaze, it will bring you closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's the objective why you have come here, my brothers and friends. Because you are connecting your heart, you are connecting your soul, you are connecting your being to the great friends of Allah. That you are saying to yourself that I love the friends of Allah. And love the friends of Allah should not have any conditions and requirements. Not because he is Chishti, I mustn't go and visit him. Not because he's not Qadri, I shouldn't go and visit him. Whichever is the friend of Allah, as long as he's Kamil, as long as he's a saint, a Wali, a Kamil, that is connected properly to a proper silsila, go and give khidmat, go and visit, and go and give respect and honor to such a Wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My brothers and friends, respected elders, when we talk about a karamat, as you know, is a miracle, something astonishing which is beyond the capacity of human comprehension. And a karamat, a miracle, it is contrary to normality. And I would like to quickly speak about this one small karamat in the shan of Hazrat Khaksaar Ali Shah Sahab with the ijazat and the permission of Hazrat Irfan Ali Shah Sahab. But before that, for you to understand and appreciate what is this karamat all about, one day, Hazrat Khwaja-i Khwajagan, Hazrat Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti Ajmeri Rahmatullah Alayhi, who was with his pure murshid, Hazrat Khwaja Usman Haruni, rahmatullah alayhi. They went to Damascus. And in the masjid of Damascus, Hazrat Khwaja Gharib al-Nawaz, Hazrat Khwaja Usman Harun, rahmatullah alayhi, and many awliya Allah were sitting in the masjid. And out of adab and respect, Hazrat Khwaja Sahab, he was not sitting in front of his murshid, but he was sitting at the back of his murshid. We want to know about adab and respect. Learn it from these great personalities. Hazrat Khwaja Sahab was sitting at the back of Hazrat Khwaja Uthman Harun, not with his chest out, not looking at the whole dunya, but he was in a meditative position, looking down, not picking up his eyes. And it was the topic about karamat, about miracle. Hazrat Sahab, every wali of Allah that was in the Jama Masjid of Damascus, they were demonstrating and showing off a karamat. So that wali came, he took a brick and he said, I can do this karamat. He took his hand, he placed it on the brick. When he placed it on the brick turned into a gold bar. He said, this is a karamat I can do. The next wali, he came, he took the branch of a tree, he held it for a few seconds, he recited something, he blew on it, the entire branch became gold coins. Another wali, he came, he says, you want to see my karamat? Everybody say, you want to see your karamat. He took his chadar sharif, he put it over himself, he read something, after a few seconds he disappeared. After a few seconds, he disappeared. Then again, everybody is looking around, where did he disappear? They don't know where he disappeared. After a few minutes, the wali came back and he was underneath the chadar. So every wali was demonstrating one karamat. It was the time for Hazrat Khwaja Gharib al-Nawaz to demonstrate his karamat, to show his karamat. Hazrat Khwaja Uthman Harun looked at the back. He said, Moinuddin, it is your time to go and demonstrate karamat. Come on, go and demonstrate karamat. Like in that position, in that situation, Khwaja Gharib al-Nawaz says, oh my Murshid Pak, I find it very disrespectful that in front of you, I must perform on karamat. I cannot do this. I cannot do this. We are talking about a karamat. Look at the situation of the murideen of today. They speak above the voice of the murshid. They cannot even observe adab and courtesy in front of the murshid. They don't know what is respect. They don't know what is love. They don't know how to lower their gazes. My brothers and friends, if we say we love Khwaja Sahab, then imitate the life of Hazrat Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti Ajmeri rahmatullah alayhi. He tells his Murshid Pak, oh my Murshid, I cannot do karamat in front of you because this will be disrespectful from me to you. And Murshid Pak turned around and says, I instruct you to go and perform karamat. Murid must do it. So Hazrat Khwaja Gharib al-Nawaz, he stood up and he looked at the audience. And can you imagine, there are great awliya kamilin are sitting in that audience. And can you imagine, they want to see one karamat from Khwaja Sahab. So Khwaja Sahab, while he was standing up to go and perform a karamat, Khwaja Sahab's gaze fell at the door of the masjid. At the what masjid? Door of the masjid. Ek gharib aadmi the. There was a poor man, a needy person that was standing at the door of the masjid. And that person was looking into the masjid and he was stretching his hands out that, can somebody help me? I'm a poor man, I'm a gharib aadmi, miskin aadmi. Can somebody give me some food to satisfy my hunger? Khwaja Gharib al-Nawaz alayhi rahmah, he went by the door, he put his hand in his pocket, he had some copper coins. He took those copper coins and he put it in the hand of that gharib person. That person gave him a smile. That poor person, he went away. Khwaja Sahab came back and he sat behind his Murshid Pak. The people, awliya kamilin, saying, finished? You finished to demonstrate your karamat? He says, Ji, main to ho gaya. So like, they were thinking now, what kind of karamat is this? So Jalal aa gaya Khwaja Gharib al-Nawaz mein. He said, while you and you and you are demonstrating this karamat and this karamat and this karamat, the karamat and the miracle of Muinuddin is that when there is a poor man that is standing at the door of the masjid, who has a heart which is broken, whose soul is depressed, the karamat of Muinuddin is to go to that door of that poor man and put some coins so that his hunger will be satisfied and put a smile back on his face. That is the karamat of Muinuddin. That is the karamat of Muinuddin. Respected elders and friends, we are looking for this and we are looking for that. How many beggars come to your house today? I'm not talking about this fly-by-nights. Every robot we go, we see bigger. We're not saying we're living in South Africa. The crime rate is so high. They will not only take your keys away, they'll take your car away. It's becoming a norm. We're talking about proper, legitimate beggars. How many do we give? How much do we give? Huh? Having said that, great karamat of Hazrat Khaksaar Ali Shah Sahab, rahmatullah. Hazrat Irfan Ali Shah Sahab was giving me one dars in the back while we were waiting for the next person to recite. And he's told me, Hazrat, agar मैं कुछ गलत बात करूं मुझको correct करो. That Hazrat Khaksaar Ali Shah Sahab, rahmatullah alayhi, was a very great wali of his time, who is the Khalifa of Hazrat Sayyid Maulana Muhammad Nurullah Hussaini Sahib Rahmatullah Alayhi. And Hazrat Sayyid Maulana Muhammad Nurullah Hussaini Rahmatullah Alayhi, he was a contemporary and friends of Hazrat Muhaddis Azam Hind Rahmatullah Alayhi and the Muhaddis of Kachachwa Sharif. And he was the lion, he was a Sher of Hyderabad, great scholar and great wali of his time. And he gave khilafat, yani Hazrat Sayyid Muhammad Nurullah Hussaini gave the khilafat to Hazrat Khaksaar Ali Shah Sahab rahmatullah alayhi. And I was reading on the website, on the Hazrat Maqsood Ali Shah Sahab URS committee website, one of the karamat, that one day when Hazrat Karamat Ali Shah Sahab rahmatullah alayhi and few murideen went to spend time with Hazrat Khaksaar Ali Shah Sahab rahmatullah alayhi, decided to go visit him and spend few days with him. And as you know, my brothers and friends, when murideen go and visit and spend time, they obviously witness the number of guests that are coming, the people that are coming to visit the Murshid-e-Pak. And they notice, okay, so many people coming, so many people going. And Hazrat Karamat Ali Shah Sahab, he mentioned this karamat of Hazrat Khaksaar Ali Shah Sahab when he came to South Africa in the year 1991. And he said that we witnessed that on one occasion that there were so many visitors that had come to Hazrat to pay respect to him, that Hazrat, he's a fakir of his time. He is a fakir of his time, so he lived a life of fakr. So the material provisions they did not really have. But in terms of spiritual provision, he was a master in spirituality. And it so happened there's so many guests that had come on that particular day. And Hazrat Karamat Ali Shah Sahab says that he's going to Salat al-Zuhr time, and obviously we have to serve lunch to the guests. And they know that there's not so much of provisions of food that has been made available at the khanqa of Hazrat. So what happens? Hazrat Karamat Ali Shah Sahab goes to Hazrat Sayyid Muhammad Khaksaar Ali Shah Sahab and says, Hazrat, you know what? It's a great concern. We are worried that you got so many guests that have come, so many visitors that have come, so many murideen have come. It's going to be Salat al-Zuhr, we're going to serve lunch, but there is nothing. What we are going to do? Hazrat Karamat Ali Shah Sahab says that when his murshid mentioned this, all the murshid did when he looked at Hazrat Karamat Ali Shah Sahab is that he smiled at him. He smiled at him and he said, Kuch fikr ki baat na karo. Don't worry. Don't worry. Hazrat Khaksaar Ali Shah Sahib took his hand, put it into his pocket, in the cloak, and he took an entire bundle of money, and he said, Hazrat Karamat Ali Shah Sahib, go and go buy the foods, go buy the vegetables, go buy the spices, and prepare the meals and give it to the visitors. My brothers and friends, respected elders, obviously, great personalities of this stature, they became bewildered. They become bewildered. They became shocked. But this is one of the karamats of this great saint of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My brothers and friends, respected elders, indeed, we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us the opportunity to conduct ourselves rightfully when we're in the company of the awliya kamilin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala imprint in our hearts the love for the awliya kamilin, inshallah, and may our life, we live our life in accordance to the legacies that they have left, inshallah, so that today we are looking for success, and the success lies in following the life, the lifestyle, and the legacies left by these great personalities. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to understand it, inshallah. And I do apologize that this was the last minute or the last few minutes of the preparation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept these few words that I have shared with you. Ameen. Wa ma alayna illa al-balaghul mubin. Brothers, let us stand up for Salatul Salam and Dua, inshallah.